This is Main Street Digital Academy. I'm Tim, and I'm here with my wife and business partner Anita, and we're back with part 2 of 22 important things to consider and know about before starting your CBD business. Today we're going to talk about 5 important subjects, namely what type of store you want to have and how you can enhance it, types of business organizations, your logo, label designs, and company colors. And one of the most important subjects, what products to sell, and finally, labeling your products. We're going to show you the financial numbers of owning a fair CBD company versus having a great CBD company, and you may be astonished. Let's get right into it. You should have a pretty good idea if you're going to sell online, set up a retail store, or be a mobile store, or do drop shipping. Online, there are several e-commerce platforms that you can use to set up an online store. Most will charge around $25 to $30 a month to start. It can be pretty expensive if you're going to hire someone to set up your store. They're not very hard to set up, but it will take some of your time. You have to select a credit card processor, select which carriers are going to deliver your products and what speeds and rates, set up your bank account with the credit card processors, and set up your tax rates for wherever you must collect sales tax. The most popular e-commerce options seem to be Shopify and BigCommerce. We use BigCommerce. At the time of this recording, they're giving the first month free. Again, we get no compensation from them. It's just what we use. You then have to add all your products, including the complete descriptions, cost, shipping options, weight, dimensions, and photos. Again, this is usually not hard, but it does take time. Retail store. Setting up a retail establishment is a lot more involved and takes a lot more time and a lot more money. There are the permits, the credit card processors again, the displays, the lighting, the signs, cash register programming, the flooring, employees, setting up employee payroll taxes, the phone lines, utilities, and leases, rents, and mortgage, just to name a few. You may want to really think hard about starting out this way, as it can be very expensive. Many stores stay in the red for several months to several years starting out this way. If you can, find a going store and see if they will rent space to you. Mobile. This is also a good choice when starting out to get your name and brand known. Go to fairs, conventions, swap meets, trade shows, flea markets, anywhere people gather for events. Of course, you will have to have a credit card processor unless you intend to accept cash only, but doing that will cut your sales drastically. Your investment will be moderate, but you'll still need tables, a tent or canopy, some displays, and signs. Going mobile can also be combined with your online or retail stores. Don't ignore the added value, as you already have most everything you will need. Drop shipping. Drop shipping has been promoted lately as a way to start a business quickly and cheaply. This is true. It can be quick and cheap, but it is not a get-rich-quick business. But is it even a real business? You have no control over inventory, shipping, or packaging, or quality control, and you will have lots of competition for the exact same product, as you can't brand the product as yours. Returns and customer service can be difficult. It has been described as a race to the bottom. The average drop shipping profit is reported on Google as between 15 to 20%. Is it a real business? You'll have to decide. Basically, you are marketing someone else's products and getting a cut of the profits. Types of business organizations: LLCs, Sub-S, C Corp, or sole proprietor. What type of business organization do you want? There are many differences in the types of organization you choose to run your business under. We will discuss a few of those differences. We encourage you to contact a lawyer or a CPA to better understand the differences. As a CBD business, you will want to protect yourself from any liabilities or lawsuits that could potentially harm you and your family personally. We'll start with LLCs. This is better for max flexibility in how you manage and run your business. A limited liability company, LLC, is an entity created by state statute. Depending on elections made by the LLC and the number of members, the IRS will treat an LLC either as a corporation, a partnership, or part of the owner's own tax return. A board of directors is not required, and you can have unlimited owners. You will not be liable for business liabilities unless you sign for loans, etc., personally or co-sign personally. LLCs cannot go public, and you may not be recognized globally. In other words, if you intend to sell CBD out of country, this would not be a good choice. Sub S, probably one of the best for smaller corporations. You can have up to 100 shareholders, and owners can only get common stock. You will not be liable for business liabilities unless you sign for loans personally or co-sign personally. Only shareholders pay on profits received, not the business. And you pay as a personal tax rate, not the business rate. In other words, you pay at a lower tax rate. You must have a board of directors, and all shareholders must be U.S. citizens or residents. There are very strict rules about holding meetings and keeping records. A C Corp. This is the best if you plan to go public someday. It is preferred by investors. You can issue shares to founders, employees, and investors. You can have unlimited owners or shareholders. You will not be liable for business liabilities again unless you sign for loans personally or co-sign them personally. You must have a board of directors, and you will be taxed twice, once as a business and then again personally as a shareholder. There are very strict rules about holding meetings and keeping records. Sole proprietorship. This is the one that I don't personally recommend for a CBD business. If you start up a business with this type of organization, the sooner you get to a type of corporation, the safer you will be. There's no paperwork to start with, except you will need a DBA, doing business as, or business licenses to operate legally. There can be only one owner, and you will be personally liable for business liabilities or lawsuits. There is no personal liability protection. You will be taxed only once, and you will pay on the profits in your personal tax return. Now we're going to talk about logo and label design and company colors. As we discussed earlier in Part 1, you will probably want a logo for your corporate name, if you're a corporation, and a separate one for your products. If you aren't good at digital designing, the easiest thing to do is go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, where you'll find hundreds of digital graphic designers who are great at making logos inexpensively. If you are purchasing white label or manufacturing the products yourself, you will need to either design your own labels or again hire someone. But you must make sure you have all the correct and required information on your labels. You don't want to draw the attention of the FDA. Some states also require a QR code or a similar method for customers to be able to see the COA of the CBD used in the product. Company colors. Most companies decide on company colors as a way, again, to brand themselves. You don't want to have products with all kinds of willy-nilly colors. You want to be standardized in your colors for your logos and your products. Now we're going to talk about what products to sell and labeling at the same time. As you will see, they are connected. Believe it or not, one of the hardest things to figure out at the beginning of a CBD business is exactly which products to sell. If you're going to sell in it only CBD, you have to know if you're going to purchase wholesale, white label, drop ship, or the other option, which is make the products yourself. Pay close attention here. This is where you decide if you're going to make 15 to 20%, 50%, 70%, or 95% on your sales, and how much you will have to pay out to do each. If you purchase wholesale, as most CBD retailers do, most manufacturers will give you a 40 to 55% discount off the suggested retail price. Or they will just have a fixed price that you can easily double for at least a 50% gross profit. Make sure their labels don't have a suggested retail price on them, or you won't be able to set your own prices. Many wholesalers will usually have a minimum purchase amount, usually $500 to $1,000 on the initial order, and then a smaller amount on reorders, and will usually pay freight over a certain dollar amount purchase, which is usually several $1,000s. Be aware that the freight and postage charges can eat into your profits big time. Be also careful here. If you purchase too much and don't sell it right away, it may expire, and then you're stuck with stock you have to throw away. Always ask if you can trade in any expired stock or stock that you can't sell. Some vendors will do this. If you are planning on purchasing white label, which means they will place your label on the product or ship it without a label so you can use your own label. Many CBD retailers and wholesalers use this after they have grown some. You can usually purchase white label products a lot cheaper than wholesale, around 25 to 30% of the suggested retail, but you will normally have to place a large quantity order per item, usually at least 50 or more, and in many places a minimum of 100 for each SKU. By this I mean, let's say you want to purchase 500 milligram tinctures, and the minimums are 100 each. You want to have 5 different flavors, plus an unflavored. You will have to purchase 600 bottles. Now what about the different strengths? If you want to stock 100, 250, 500, 1000, 1500, and 3000 milligram tinctures, or strengths close to these, which is not uncommon, now that's 3600 bottles. Now, this is an excerpt for pricing from a white label manufacturer that was sent to me not long ago for full spectrum CBD. As you can see, the minimums are 100. They don't have 100 milligram tinctures, so I'm going to estimate it would be about $3 a bottle. So 100 of each strength would be a total of 600 bottles and $3,880 for one flavor. With 5 different flavors and an unflavored, it would be 3,600 bottles and $23,280. That is just the full spectrum CBD. What about the broad spectrum and the isolate CBDs? If you do the same for all 3 different CBDs, that's 10,800 bottles and approximately $69,840. And that is just tinctures. What about all the different lotions and creams and roll-ons and coffees and teas, etc.? It can get very expensive very, very fast. And then to top it off, you have to find storage space for all that stock. In addition, if you purchase white label products, then you have to purchase the labels for all your products, and then purchase either printed boxes for your products or purchase labels for plain boxes. Don't let this be an afterthought. Again, if we have 10,500 bottles, not only do we have to purchase labels for the products, we also have to purchase 10,500 labels for the boxes. That's unless we purchase printed boxes, which doesn't make sense here, as we have 108 different boxes. That's 6 strengths times 6 flavors times 3 types of CBD, and those are a lot more expensive than labels. So we have 108 different boxes and 108 different bottles. At a nominal $50 a roll of labels, that comes to $10,800. Just the setup and design fees would be a huge expense. Now let's talk jar and large bottle products. Pain creams, face creams, shaving creams, body butters, balms, massage oils, bath soaps, bubble baths, aftershave, facial moisturizers, etc. As a rule, jars take 2 labels each, but the backs will only be different for each size and CBD type. Pain creams. Let's just talk pain creams. This may blow your mind. We carry 3 different types of CBD times 4 different sizes of pain creams, 1, 2, 4, and 8 ounce, times 7 strengths, and times 24 options for fragrances or essential oils. That equals 2,016 different front labels and 12 different back labels. Again, a nominal cost is about $50 a roll of labels. If we bought labels, there would be 2,028 rolls times $50. That would equal $101,400. And don't forget the setup fees and the freight. So how do we do it? Now we're going to talk about the other option. The other option, which we believe is the best, is to make your own products yourself. This is what we do and have been doing for 4 years. We have perfected the system and have made all of our products for our store and now for our e-commerce store. We also wholesale. Your average profit on each item you make will be approximately 90 to 95%. That's a cost of sales of 5 to 10%. For our e-commerce, we make every product to order. You can make literally hundreds or thousands of options for your customers with a minimal cost to you, and you won't have the huge startup cost of white labeling and labeling because you won't have to purchase all the massive stock up front. You can do the same, See if this option interests you by watching our free YouTube videos as we generate them. You can also get started with learning to make your tinctures by going to Main Street Digital Academy, and you can see the link below. As you see, just labels can easily come to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that is one of the reasons why there aren't many companies manufacturing CBD products, and large companies don't have as many options as we do, but you can. You have an advantage if you print your own labels and make your own products. You can manufacture one at a time or many at once, and that is one of the secrets to making 95% plus profit on your business while keeping a very low overhead. Yes, it will take you a little while to learn how to make your labels and your products, but not as long as it will take to make hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for labels and products, and you will be making over 95% on many of your products. Oh, and one more thing. When you buy all those labels and bottles and jars of products, what happens if you don't sell them by the expiration date? What happens when you buy a new batch of CBD and they have new batch numbers? You have to throw all those labels away. We have over 4,000 different labels in our computer, and it only takes seconds to access any label I need. What we do is print the labels as they are needed at a cost of about 1 to 5 cents each. It's easy to change expiration dates and or batch numbers as you go along. It only takes a couple minutes to print out one label or a page or even several pages of labels. For more information on how to print your own labels and what must be on them, you can go to mainstreetdigitalacademy.com, select the Basics course, and then select number 5, Creating and Printing Your Own Labels. That, my friends, is the possibility of you making a super great business that very few people have learned. No, it's not hard. It's actually very simple after you learn and manufacture a few of your own. If you have any questions, email us at the address below, and we'll be glad to answer you. If you would like a phone conversation, just include your phone number, and we'll be glad to talk to you. Thanks for watching. Be sure and click on the like and subscribe button below to be notified when our future CBD classes become available. Be sure to also tell all your friends and family who use CBD about us. They'll be extremely glad that you did. If you would like a free written transcript of this video, please click the link below. Be sure to watch video number 3 of 22 important things to consider and know about before starting your CBD business. If you have any questions, email us at the address below or leave a comment and we'll answer you. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thank you and have a great day.